Welcome to a world where creativity meets passion. Introducing Team Sorojini Naidu. Sorojini Naidu was a nightingale of India, a renowned Indian poet and a politician who is well known for her captivating story ability. We are a group of 6 unique individuals, each bringing a special storytelling ability on the table. Our team consists of K. Shishant as an editor, Aditya Kumar as a camera person, Surajit Singh as a scriptwriter, Anurag Singh Raj as an editor, and Tinku Meena as an editor. And I, Arpit Yadav, is a negotiator and the coordinator of this group. We all are from civil department and together we form Team Sorojini Naidu and are going to collectively put some insight on the topic, the magic of storytelling.
Naidu's poetry is characterized by vivid imagery and symbolism, which help to create sense of narrative and storytelling. Her poems and speeches were deeply rooted in Indian culture and tradition. Naidu's storytelling ability, as reflected in her poetry, helped to captivate audience and convey complex ideas and emotions in an engaging manner.
Storytelling, like her work, becomes magical when it carries the depth and beauty of heritage and identity. Naidu used her poetic voice to advocate for freedom, women's rights, and social justice. This highlights the science of storytelling using narrative to inform, influence, and transform society.
She had the gift of connecting emotionally with her audience through both poetry and public speaking. This emotional resonance is essential to the magic of storytelling, drawing listeners into the heart of the message. Her writing had musical qualities that captivated listeners, much like a good storyteller's rhythm keep audience engaged. This musicality is the part of enchanting craft of storytelling.
In 2009, a man, a journalist by the name of Rob Walker, wanted to find out this: is storytelling really the most powerful tool of all? And in order to do this, he went on his computer and he bought 200 objects from eBay. And the average price of the object was about $1. He then called 200 authors and he asked them, "Hey, would you like to be the part of the significant object study?" Which means that I would like to write a story to one of the objects. And 200 authors said yes. So there he had 200 objects and 200 stories. And I assume that it was nail-biting anticipation that he went on eBay and again with all 200 objects. Would there be a difference? Would there be a change? Do you think there was a change? One of the objects was this beautiful horse head. There we go. The beautiful horse head. Now, this beautiful horse head was bought for 99 cents and was sold when the story was added for $62.95. There is a slight increase of 6,395%. So, was this a one-off situation? Not really, because he bought 200 objects for a total of $129, selling them for $8,000. Now that's insane. But you know what even more intellectually challenging to understand? How can you go to the movie and pay good money to watch? Movies like James Bond are absolutely unrealistic. And we sit there, we enjoy the movie, and some of us, we really enjoy the movie. And we leave the theater going like, God, what a man. I would like to be more like him. I would like to be walk like him. I would like to be talk like him. I like Bond. I wonder how I could be more like Bond. And this weird revelation hits you like from nowhere. And you come up with a brilliant idea. to walk watchmaker shop. And wow, it just happened to be an Omega watch in that soap that resembled the one the Bond was wearing in the movie. As you paid $10,000 to put that watch on your wrist, and you leave the store feeling more like Bond. How it's even possible?
Storytelling is a natural skill that everyone has. Each play a big role in how people see, the judge our characters, and understand who we are. The stories we share about the lives, experience, and beliefs help others get to know us better. Our very old texts, like to Vedas, the Upanishad, and great epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, have always shown us the way to live. They teach us about emotions like love, care, sacrifice, and bravery. They also help us understand your duties as human beings and how we are different from other living beings on earth. Stories and are connected to every part of our life, whether it's through books, movies, or even conversation. Stories help us learn and grow. Even in today's world, storytelling play a big role in business and media. For example, according to PQ Media, companies earn around $10.5 billion every year just through product placement in stories, like when a brand is soon in a movies or TV show.
How is it possible for you to be so easily tricked by something so simple as a story? Because you are tricked. Well, it's all come down to one core thing, and that is emotional investment. The more emotionally you are invested in anything in your life, the less critical and less observant you become. And the greatest investment of all is falling in love. Now, falling in love resembles a good story. Do you remember the last time you fell in love?
Yes,
Oh, it's good. It's a good feeling, isn't it?
yes.
Good for you. Do you remember how you longed and how you yearned, how you dreamed? Then you looked at her and maybe you thought, oh God, the way you chew the apple, so crunchy, and the way you serve the tea, so good, I love it. And then 13 months later, when you biochemically fall out of love, 30 months later, on an average, you fall out of love. Suddenly, you find yourself sitting on the sofa. Oh, Jesus Christ, where does this thing come from? Oh my God, and where are my friends? This is a weird thing. Then suddenly you come to hear a sound, and you go like, "Oh, it's you! You are eating an apple there. Could you just keep that down just a little bit? You are kind of spraying the table there, don't you? Please don't." And you sit comfortably again. And just a minute later, you hear somebody drinking the tea from kitchen, going slurp. And suddenly this is all annoying to you. Have you been there? Sadly enough, 13 months later, our critical thinking and our cortex comes home from a long 1 year vacation and we start questioning things. During those 13 months, what happened was that your brain was flooded with neurotransmitters and hormones hijacking your cortex, throwing your objectively observant skill out of the window. And the thing with storytelling is the same thing that can happen. In stories, the same hormones and neurotransmitters can be released. Hormones like vasopressin, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, endorphin. And you know what I would like to do during my talk? I would like to induce three hormones into your brain. I call it the angel cocktail. So it's nice cocktail. I would like to start and radically increase your dopamine level. and I need your consent on this. Is it okay? Cool. And if you don't like the idea of that, you will just have to cover your ears.
So, dopamine. It is what it looks like. And when you have that in your blood, these are the beautiful effects. You get more focused, you feel more motivated, and you remember things in a better way. So, dopamine. What does it feels like? It feels like this. About 6 years ago, I received a phone call from a woman who represented one of the biggest company in Scandinavia. And she said, "Hey David, we have got a lot of trainers in the presentation skills and in the rhetoric, and we would like to increase the level of all of these. And we think you are a perfect picker for this. Would you like to come to a meeting?" I'm like, wow, I'm honored. I would like to. And I come up to Stockholm and I'm going to their office. And just as I'm going to pull the handle down, then I don't know that I am going to attend the worst meeting of my life. But I don't know that yet. And it's okay. I met this woman. Her name is Liana. And hurriedly she says, "Hey David, just so you know, I'm not the one whom you are going to attend this meeting with. You are going to have it with three gentlemen." Further, she says. And I'm like, okay, that's a bit strange. Usually, you know whom you are going to have the meeting with. And she progresses with a bit of chit chatting, and she says, and then suddenly she says, "Are you ready now?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm ready." And I'm like, "Yeah, what should be I ready for?" She says, "Just so you know, can you see the room over there?" I says, "Yes, I can see that." "Well, in that room, you have the three gentlemen. Just so you know, they are all majority owners of these companies. They have all got an ex-military background, and none of them wants the training that you are going to pitch." I'm like, "Come on, why I am here?" And it's like, well, all the trainers want this, but the management are on too high horses. So it's pretty simple. The only thing you have to do is go in there and just prove the opposite." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds simple, doesn't it?" And I can remember myself. I am walking toward this office. My sweat is coming down my palms and my heart is racing. And just halfway there, she calls my name. And I still to this day don't know if this woman is sadomasochistic or just downright unintelligent. Because she calls my name and she goes like, "David, I'm going to get the tip," or something like that. So I turned around her to ask, and she says the following. And if I don't tell you what she says, is that annoying? Well, actually, as an example, I'm not going to do that. I just wanted to prove to you that what it feels with high dopamine level. Would you say that your focus was increased? Your attention was increased? You were creative. You created situations around this, and you probably already figured out what that room looks like, correct? And you will remember that I did that to you quite for a while. Now, the feeling that you had there was the high level of dopamine, which is beautiful. So, how do you do that? Well, what you do is you build suspense, you launch a cliffhanger, and the most beautiful thing of all is that all storytelling is, per definition, dopamine creating because it's always something that we are waiting and expecting. So, just imagine, just by using storytelling, you can get those techniques. You don't have to do a cliffhanger. I just like I did. So that was the first hormone.
I'd now like to go to oxytocin. Is that okay as well? Sure. All right. So the beautiful effect of oxytocin are you become more generous, you trust me more, and more of it, you bond to me. Uh, So 9 months had passed, and it was a planned cesarean. And the little brother, who was 5 years of age at that point of time, he was kind of very excited or looking forward to what's going to be or what's going to happen, because he was going to become a big brother, which was kind of very big moment for him. And he had helped us pick the bed linen, and he also had saved some money, his own money, to buy some stuffed animals for his little one. And then it happened. It's going to be a planned cesarean. And we come to the hospital and we check in there. And about 8 o'clock in the morning, we walk down to the operating room. I'm there standing beside my wife, and I'm going to become a father for the second time. I was a bit nervous, but as it was my second time, so not that much. And exactly at 8:34 a.m., this beautiful little boy is in my arms, and I was very happy. Now, why do you think I showed you this picture now? It's because this this is oxytocin in your brain. It's bonding hormone. What I just did is I painted a picture of a boy, a 5-year-old boy, becoming a big brother, preparing for it. Remember the story of his dedication and his care? You might even, if I was good enough, have felt the picture inside of you. You might even have created your own situation uh, inside of you. You might have heard the sound, the smell of the hospital. You know it? Yeah, you should. Everyone has been to hospitals now. That's what happens when oxytocin is induced in your brain. You start creating an empathetic relationship to the character who is in the story. The beautiful thing is that that's the same hormone, that's the same thing that happens when you fall in love. When you look into the eyes of the person you love. When you look into the eyes, you look again, you look again, and you look again. And suddenly you are standing there in the kitchen and you are like, wow, this is the person for me. That's oxytocin. So, how do you get this into your audience? How do you create? So, how do you get this into your audience? How do you create oxytocin? The only thing you have to do is just paint a picture. Paint a picture in your audience. Like in this case, all you had to do was add sensory information to whatever you said. You could have added something like smell, sound, sights. It would be the same. So now we got dopamine, we got oxytocin. Now comes the third one, endorphins. Would you like to have that one as well? All right, cool. This is beautiful. So these are the beautiful effects of endorphins. So these are, you become more creative, you become so much relaxed and relaxed. So in order to do this, I need to tell you a funny story. Would you be okay with that? Sure. So there's a blind guy, and he sits down in a bar and asks the bartender, "Hey bartender, would you like to hear a blonde joke?" And the bartender goes like, "Sure sir, why not? I'd love to hear a joke. But just so you know, I am blonde. And the woman sitting right next to you down the bar is also blonde. And you see those two guys sitting in the corner down the bar, they are also blonde. And they are professional boxers. And you can see those couple of guys behind you, further down in the bar. They are professional wrestlers. They are all blonde. So, are you still going to tell a joke? A blonde joke?" The guy goes like, "No, not if I've got to explain it 5 times." So there you go. That's how you induce endorphins into your audience.
To give and to receive.
To give and to receive.
To speak and to listen.
To speak and to listen.
To inspire and to respond. Are you speaking or listening?
I'm sorry. To speak and to listen.
To inspire and to respond.
To inspire and to respond.
And in all circumstances.
And in all circumstances.
Of our life together.
I'm sorry, of our life together.
Just use humor. It could be anything. The most important thing is that humor makes your audience relax. It opens up for a higher level of originality and creativity. Now, you know what happens in the brain of your audience when you do storytelling. Storytelling releases these three neurotransmitters, and those hormones actually constitute the angel's cocktail.
But there is an opposite to that cocktail. I call it the devil's cocktail. The devil's cocktail consists of two things. First, the cortisol, and second, the adrenaline. And they feel like this. High level of cortisol and adrenaline, when present in really high concentration, which I didn't give you here, can have a significant effect. Is this really the thing sometimes you want to the people you talk and have in their effect? The answer is no. In a stressful life, many times, when you present, communicate, or deliver meeting, which one of you think is more, the devil's cocktail or the angel's cocktail? The answer is the devil's cocktail. The problem then is that you got to work all against this. But all of that can change today by using something I say functional storytelling. Functional storytelling consists of three things. One, you have to understand you don't need to be a bearded old man in front of a fireplace with a dark voice to be a great storyteller. In my experience, when I train people, everybody is a great storyteller. The only problem is that you don't believe in yourself. Second thing, write down your stories, because once you start writing your story, you'll notice you had 3 or 4 more times your story in your life than you thought you ever had. Third, index your stories. Which of your stories make people laugh, i.e. creating endorphins? Which make people empathy, i.e. oxytocin? The next time you go into a meeting, pick the story that will release the hormone you wish to release in the person you are talking to, in order to get the desired effect that you want in a meeting. Now, some of you know me as Mr. Death by PowerPoint, and I want to round off by making my point very clear. And one thing I'd like to mention as well is, don't use the tools of storytelling if you don't need to be genuine and honest in your stories. Because then, in long run, you lose it all. How did the majority of owners react? How did those 3 people react? Well, just for your information, I did not close the deal. And the sad part is, they still haven't changed. My point is this: 1,000,000 years ago, we started developing our language. It sounds to say that we started using storytelling to transfer the knowledge from generation to generation. 27,000 years ago, we started transferring knowledge through cave paintings. 3,500 years ago, we started transferring knowledge through text. And 28 years ago, PowerPoint was born. Which one of you think our brain is most adaptive to? As we conclude our exploration, the magical science of storytelling, we reflect not only the art of storytelling itself, but also an incredible journey we shared as Team Sorojini Naidu. Just like every great story, our project had its own moment of triumph, challenge, and learnings.
First, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our mentor, Dr. Anup Kumar Tiwari sir, for guiding us through this project. Your support has been invaluable in shaping our understanding of storytelling.
We are also grateful to the Humanities and Social Science Department and its HOD Samir Bajpai sir for giving us the unique opportunity to dive into communication skills and the science of storytelling.
We also appreciate the technical assistance provided by the college civil department, whose support ensured our ideas become a reality on screen.
A special thanks to our classmates, friends, security professionals who encouraged us throughout the process, and to everyone who has been part of our creative journey.
And finally, a huge thank you to all of you, our audience, for being part of this experience. Your engagement and interest are what bring stories like ours to life.
Through this project, we learned that storytelling isn't just about words, it's about emotion, conflicts, and pacing. The story of Sorojini Naidu, as we discussed, mirrored the power of human experiences that lie at the heart of every great narrative.
Beyond the topic itself, we have learned the importance of teamwork. Collaborating as a group of six, we saw how each member's unique strengths come together to create something bigger than any of us could do alone.
One of our biggest lessons was in planning and execution, how expectations often differ from reality. We faced challenges we didn't foresee, but it taught us the value of adaptability and resilience in getting things done.
Time management was another crucial takeaway. Balancing deadlines, academic responsibilities, and our own creative process made us realize how vital it is to prioritize and work efficiently.
We also learn the importance of communication, both within the team and with our audience. Clear and effective communication is the backbone of storytelling as well as teamwork.
Finally, this project helped us understand that great ideas require patience and perseverance. While the process was challenging at times, we realized that the key to success is sticking to the plan while being flexible enough to evolve along the way.
In conclusion, just like Sarojini Naidu's journey in Indian freedom struggle, this project had its own battle and triumphs. But through it all, we've grown as an individual and as a team. We've learned here today not just a new skill, but with a deeper appreciation the power of storytelling. Thank you.